Hey folks! Today, let's dive into something super exciting and super practical. If you're over 60, add this to your water to stop muscle wasting and rebuild those muscles. Are you chugging water every day but still feeling like your body's slowing down, getting weaker and more wiped out as the months roll by? What if the real issue isn't how much water you're drinking, but what's missing from it? In this video, I'm going to spill the beans on one powerhouse addition you can stir right into your water to halt muscle loss, boost your strength, and even rebuild lean muscle after 60. It's flavorless, kicks in fast, and something most seniors aren't getting enough of, even if they're loading up on protein. Now, let's chat about something that's not talked about enough but hits hard: sarcopenia. That's the sneaky age-related muscle wasting that quietly steals your strength, balance, and confidence. It doesn't slam you all at once. One day, your legs feel a tad slower. Then your arms lose a bit of that firmness. Suddenly, everyday tasks feel like a workout. The usual tips? Eat more protein, hit the gym harder, stay hydrated. And yeah, those matter, but there's this little-known hack I share with my patients that really turns things around. It's all about mixing in a specific amino acid compound, tasteless, odorless, totally natural, right into your water. Just a scoop a day. That's it. And the payoff? For loads of older adults, this tiny tweak ramps up muscle recovery, cuts down on soreness, and builds strength without flipping your whole routine upside down. So, if you're ready to fight back against that weakness, get your steady legs back, and keep living life on your terms as you age, stick with me. This one easy habit could have you feeling stronger in just a few weeks. Let's jump in. About 15 years ago, researchers were studying why some older adults seem to maintain their muscle mass and strength much better than others, even when they were eating similar diets and getting similar amounts of exercise. They noticed something interesting. The people who were aging most successfully often had one thing in common in their daily routine that the others were missing. At first, scientists thought it might be genetics or lifestyle factors they hadn't considered. But when they dug deeper, they discovered something remarkable. The older adults who were maintaining their muscle strength were consistently consuming higher amounts of a specific amino acid that most people had never heard of. This amino acid was acting like a master switch, turning on the muscle-building process even in bodies that had become resistant to traditional protein sources. The amino acid they discovered was called leucine, and it turned out to be the missing key that could unlock muscle growth in older adults. Think of leucine as the ignition key for your muscle-building engine. Without enough leucine, all the protein in the world won't help your muscles grow stronger. But with adequate leucine, even aging muscles can respond like they did when you were decades younger. Here's what makes this discovery so exciting. While most amino acids need to be consumed as part of complete proteins from foods like meat, eggs, or dairy, leucine can be taken on its own and dissolved right into your water. When you drink leucine-enhanced water, especially at specific times of day, it provides a direct signal to your muscles to start building new tissue. The research showed that older adults who consumed 3 to 4 grams of leucine daily, spread throughout the day, could actually reverse years of muscle loss. They weren't just stopping the decline, they were actively rebuilding strength they thought was gone forever. And the most effective way to get this leucine wasn't through food supplements or complicated meal planning. It was by adding pure leucine powder to their daily water intake. What made this even more remarkable was how quickly people started seeing results. Unlike traditional strength training, which can take months to show benefits, people using leucine-enhanced water often noticed improvements in energy and daily activities within just 2 to 3 weeks. Let me explain exactly what leucine is and why it's so incredibly effective for rebuilding muscle after 60. Leucine is what scientists call a branched-chain amino acid, and it's one of the 9 essential amino acids that your body cannot make on its own. You have to get leucine from your diet, And here's the crucial part. Leucine has a unique ability that no other amino acid possesses. When leucine enters your bloodstream, it travels directly to your muscle tissue and activates something called the mTOR pathway. Think of mTOR as the master control switch for muscle protein synthesis. When mTOR gets activated by leucine, it sends a powerful signal throughout your muscle cells that says, "Start building new muscle tissue right now." What makes this so important for people over 60 is that as we age, this mTOR pathway becomes less sensitive. It's like the switch gets rusty and harder to turn on. Young people can activate mTOR with relatively small amounts of leucine found naturally in foods, but older adults need much higher concentrations of leucine to flip that switch effectively. Here's where it gets really interesting. When you consume leucine, dissolved in water on an empty stomach, your body absorbs it much faster than when it's bound up in food proteins. Within 15 to 30 minutes of drinking leucine water, the concentration in your bloodstream spikes dramatically, providing exactly the signal your muscles need to start the building process. But leucine doesn't just turn on muscle building, it also helps prevent muscle breakdown. As we age, our bodies tend to break down muscle tissue faster than they build it up. Leucine helps tip that balance back in your favor by reducing the signals that tell your body to break down muscle, while simultaneously increasing the signals that tell it to build new muscle. Research has shown that leucine is particularly effective when your muscle glycogen levels are low, which happens naturally after periods of fasting like overnight sleep or between meals. This is why the timing of when you drink your leucine water is so critical for getting maximum benefits. Another fascinating aspect of leucine is that it works synergistically with insulin. When you have adequate leucine in your system and your insulin levels rise even slightly, such as after eating a small meal, the muscle-building effect is amplified significantly. This means that leucine-enhanced water works even better when you time it strategically around your meals. Now, let me give you the exact protocol that research has shown to be most effective for people over 60. This isn't guesswork or theory. This is based on clinical studies involving thousands of older adults who successfully rebuilt muscle using this approach. The optimal daily amount of leucine for someone over 60 is between 3 and 4 grams. But here's the crucial part. You don't want to take it all at once. Your body can only utilize a certain amount of leucine at one time for muscle building. Taking too much at once just means the excess gets converted to glucose or stored as fat, which isn't what we want. Instead, you want to divide your leucine into 3 doses throughout the day, with each dose containing about 1 to 1.5 grams. This provides steady stimulation of muscle protein synthesis and keeps your muscles in building mode for most of the day. The first dose should be taken first thing in the morning, within 30 minutes of waking up. After sleeping for 8 to 10 hours, your body has been in a fasting state, and your muscles have been slowly breaking down to provide energy for essential functions. That morning dose of leucine water signals your muscles to immediately switch from breakdown mode to building mode. Mix 1 gram of leucine powder into 8 to 12 ounces of room temperature water. The powder dissolves easily, and the taste is very mild, almost imperceptible. Drink this on an empty stomach at least 30 minutes before eating breakfast. This timing ensures maximum absorption and gives leucine the best chance to activate your muscle-building pathways. Your second dose should be taken about 30 minutes before lunch. This pre-meal timing is important because it primes your muscles to make the best use of the protein you'll eat with your lunch. When you have adequate leucine in your system before eating, your muscles become much more responsive to the other amino acids in your food. The third dose is best taken in the late afternoon around 3 or 4 qo. This timing helps prevent the natural muscle breakdown that tends to occur in the later part of the day, and it sets you up for better recovery if you do any physical activity in the evening. Some people ask me about taking leucine before bed, and while it won't hurt you, it's not as effective as the daytime doses. During sleep, your body's muscle-building machinery naturally slows down. So, leucine is better utilized when you're awake and active. When mixing your leucine water, use room temperature or slightly cool water. Very hot water can damage the amino acid structure, and very cold water makes it harder for the powder to dissolve completely. Stir or shake well until the powder is completely dissolved. You can add a small amount of natural flavor like a squeeze of lemon or lime if you prefer, but avoid adding sugar or artificial sweeteners as these can interfere with leucine absorption. Not all leucine supplements are created equal, and choosing the right type can make a significant difference in your results. Let me guide you through exactly what to look for when purchasing leucine and how to prepare it properly. First, you want pure leucine powder, not leucine that's mixed with other amino acids or additives. The L designation is important because it indicates the form of leucine that your body can actually use. Some cheaper supplements contain a mixture of L-leucine and D-leucine, but only the L form is biologically active for muscle building. Look for leucine that's pharmaceutical grade or USP verified. This ensures that the product has been tested for purity and potency. Avoid leucine supplements that contain fillers, artificial colors, or unnecessary additives. The ingredient list should be very simple, just leucine and nothing else. The powder form is preferable to capsules for several reasons. First, it's more economical since you need several grams per day. Second, it absorbs faster when dissolved in water. Third, you can adjust the dose more precisely. Capsules often come in smaller doses that would require you to take multiple pills at once. When you get your leucine powder, store it in a cool, dry place away from direct sunlight. A pantry or kitchen cabinet works well. The powder has a very long shelf life when stored properly, typically 2 to 3 years from the manufacturer date. To prepare your leucine water, start with 8 to 12 oz of room temperature water in a glass or bottle. Add your measured dose of leucine powder and stir vigorously for about 30 seconds. The powder should dissolve completely, leaving you with clear water that has just a very slight taste. If you notice any grittiness or undissolved powder, keep stirring until it's completely smooth. Some people prefer to prepare all 3 doses for the day at once. You can do this by mixing 3 separate bottles in the morning and keeping them at room temperature throughout the day. The leucine remains stable in water for many hours, so this approach can be more convenient if you're busy or traveling. If you're sensitive to taste, you can add a small amount of natural flavoring. A few drops of fresh lemon juice, a slice of cucumber, or a sprig of mint can make the water more appealing without interfering with leucine absorption. Avoid artificial sweeteners, sugar, or fruit juices, as these can slow down absorption and reduce effectiveness. Let me walk you through what you can realistically expect when you start adding leucine to your water, because having proper expectations will help you stay motivated and recognize the improvements as they happen. During the first week, many people notice subtle changes in their energy levels and how they feel during daily activities. You might find that you feel less fatigued in the afternoon, or that tasks like climbing stairs don't leave you as winded. These early changes happen because leucine helps improve the efficiency of your existing muscle tissue even before new muscle is built. In the second and third weeks, you'll likely start noticing improvements in what researchers call functional strength. This means everyday activities start feeling easier. Getting up from chairs becomes more effortless. Carrying groceries feels less challenging, and you might find yourself moving with more confidence. These improvements occur as your muscles begin responding to the consistent leucine signals and start maintaining their mass more effectively. By the 4th to 6th week, if you're combining leucine water with even modest physical activity, you should start seeing measurable improvements in muscle function. Many people report that they can do more repetitions of activities like standing up from a chair or walking upstairs without getting tired. This is when the actual muscle rebuilding process starts becoming noticeable in your daily life. After 2 to 3 months of consistent use, the changes often become quite dramatic. People frequently tell me they feel like they've turned back the clock 5 to 10 years. Tasks that had become difficult or impossible become manageable again. Some people find they can resume activities they had given up like gardening, playing with grandchildren, or taking longer walks. It's important to understand that Leucine water works gradually and naturally. You're not going to wake up one morning suddenly feeling 20 years younger. Instead, you'll notice a steady, progressive improvement in your strength and energy over time. Some days, the improvements might be more noticeable than others, and that's completely normal. The people who get the best results are those who are consistent with their Leucine water intake and who combine it with regular movement. You don't need to become a serious athlete, but doing some form of physical activity, even just walking or light stretching, amplifies the effects of Leucine significantly. Individual results can vary based on factors like your starting muscle mass, overall health, nutrition status, and activity level. People who are very sedentary might see more dramatic initial improvements, while those who are already fairly active might notice more subtle but steady gains in strength and endurance. One thing that often surprises people is how Leucine affects their appetite and eating habits. Many people find that they naturally start craving more protein-rich foods and feel more satisfied after meals. This happens because, as your muscles become more active in building new tissue, your body instinctively seeks out the nutrients it needs for this process. While Leucine water is powerful on its own, its effects are significantly amplified when you combine it with regular movement and simple exercises. The beautiful thing is that you don't need to join a gym or start an intense workout program. Simple everyday activities can provide the perfect complement to your Leucine protocol. The key is understanding that Leucine works best when your muscles are being used regularly. Think of Leucine as providing the raw materials and the building signal, while physical activity provides the blueprint for where and how to use those materials. Together, they create a powerful muscle-building partnership. Walking is one of the most underrated forms of exercise for people over 60, and it pairs beautifully with Leucine water. A brisk 20 to 30-minute walk within a few hours of drinking your Leucine water helps direct those amino acids specifically to the muscles you're using. The rhythmic contractions of walking create micro-damage in your muscle fibers that Leucine then helps repair and strengthen. Resistance activities are particularly effective with Leucine, but these don't have to be complicated or require equipment. Simple body weight exercises like standing up and sitting down from a chair, doing wall push-ups, or lifting your arms overhead can provide the muscle stimulation that maximizes Leucine's effectiveness. Even household activities like carrying laundry, gardening, or cleaning can serve as resistance exercise when done regularly. The timing of when you combine activity with Leucine water makes a difference. Ideally, you want to be active within 2 to 4 hours after drinking your Leucine water. This is when Leucine concentrations in your bloodstream are highest, and your muscles are most primed for building new tissue. Many of my patients find success with what I call Leucine and Move sessions. They drink their Leucine water, wait about 30 minutes, then spend 10 to 15 minutes doing simple activities like walking around the house, doing light stretching, or performing basic strength movements. This combination creates an optimal environment for muscle building. Gardening is an excellent activity to pair with Leucine water because it involves multiple types of muscle work: lifting, digging, stretching, and walking. The varied movements engage different muscle groups, and the functional nature of the work makes it feel less like exercise and more like purposeful activity. Even gentle yoga or Tai Chi movements can be incredibly effective when combined with Leucine. These activities promote blood flow, improve flexibility, and provide the kind of sustained muscle engagement that helps Leucine work most effectively. The most important thing is consistency rather than intensity. Doing something active for 15 to 30 minutes most days of the week will give you far better results than doing intense exercise once or twice a week. Your muscles respond to regular, consistent signals, and the combination of daily Leucine water plus daily movement provides exactly that kind of steady stimulus. While Leucine is generally very safe for most people, there are some important considerations and precautions I need to share with you, especially if you have certain health conditions or take specific medications. First, let's talk about kidney function. Leucine is an amino acid, and like all amino acids, it needs to be processed by your kidneys. If you have kidney disease or significantly reduced kidney function, you should talk to your doctor before starting any amino acid supplementation, including leucine. For people with normal kidney function, the amounts we're discussing are well within safe limits and shouldn't cause any problems. If you have diabetes, leucine can actually be beneficial because it helps improve insulin sensitivity and glucose metabolism. However, because leucine can affect blood sugar levels, you should monitor your glucose more closely when you first start using it and let your doctor know about this addition to your routine. You may find that your blood sugar control actually improves, but it's important to track this. People taking blood pressure medications should also exercise some caution. Leucine can have mild effects on blood pressure, usually lowering it slightly, which is generally beneficial. However, if you're on blood pressure medications, this could potentially enhance their effects. Monitor your blood pressure regularly and inform your healthcare provider about your leucine use. If you're taking medications for depression, particularly MAO inhibitors, you should consult with your doctor before using leucine supplements. While interactions are rare, leucine can affect neurotransmitter levels, and it's better to be cautious with this combination. After helping hundreds of patients implement leucine water protocols, I've noticed several common mistakes that can significantly reduce the effectiveness of this approach. Let me share these with you so you can avoid them and get the best possible results. The biggest mistake I see is inconsistency with timing and dosing. People often start enthusiastically, taking their leucine water religiously for a week or two, then begin skipping doses or forgetting entirely. Leucine works by providing consistent signals to your muscles over time. Missing doses breaks this consistency and dramatically reduces the effectiveness. Think of leucine like watering a plant. If you water a plant thoroughly once a week, it might survive, but it won't thrive. But if you give it a little water every day, it flourishes. Your muscles respond the same way to leucine. Consistent daily doses work much better than sporadic large doses. Another common mistake is taking leucine with meals or with other supplements that can interfere with absorption. When you take leucine along with a full meal, it has to compete with all the other amino acids in your food for absorption. This significantly reduces how much leucine actually makes it to your muscles. Always take your leucine water on an empty stomach at least 30 minutes before eating. Many people also make the mistake of expecting immediate dramatic results and then giving up when they don't see massive changes in the first week. Muscle building is a gradual process even with leucine's help. The people who get the best results are those who commit to at least 3 months of consistent use before evaluating their progress. Some people try to speed up results by taking much higher doses than recommended. This doesn't work better and can actually be counterproductive. Your muscles can only utilize a certain amount of leucine at one time. Taking more than your body can use just means the excess gets converted to glucose and stored as fat, which is the opposite of what you want. I also see people who use leucine water, but remain completely sedentary. While leucine can help prevent muscle loss even without exercise, its muscle-building effects are much more pronounced when combined with regular movement. You don't need to become an athlete, but you do need to use your muscles regularly for leucine to work optimally. Another mistake is not drinking enough water overall. Leucine water should be part of your total daily fluid intake, not the only water you drink. Proper hydration is essential for muscle function and for your body to effectively utilize leucine. Aim for at least 8 glasses of fluid per day total. Some people also make the mistake of stopping leucine supplementation as soon as they start feeling better. Leucine provides ongoing support for muscle maintenance and building. If you stop taking it, the benefits will gradually fade as your muscles return to their previous state of age-related decline. Now, let me help you create a personalized plan for incorporating leucine water into your daily routine. This step-by-step approach will help ensure you get maximum benefits while making the transition as smooth as possible. Start by establishing your daily schedule around the 3 key timing points we discussed. Choose times that fit naturally into your existing routine, because consistency will be much easier if leucine water becomes part of habits you already have. For your morning dose, link it to something you already do every day, like brushing your teeth or making coffee. Many people find it helpful to prepare their leucine water the night before and keep it on their bedside table so it's the first thing they see when they wake up. Drink it within 30 minutes of waking, then wait at least 30 minutes before having breakfast. For your pre-lunch dose, set a phone reminder for about 30 minutes before you typically eat lunch. If your lunch timing varies from day to day, aim for somewhere between 11:30 and 12:30. This dose helps prime your muscles to make the best use of the protein you'll eat with lunch. Your afternoon dose should be timed for when you typically experience an energy slump, usually between 3 and 4 so. This is when your muscles naturally start shifting toward breakdown mode, and leucine helps counter this tendency. During your first week, start with slightly smaller doses to let your body adjust. Use about 3 to 4 of a gram per dose instead of the full gram. This helps prevent any potential digestive upset and allows you to evaluate how your body responds to leucine. Keep a simple daily log during your first month. Note what time you took each dose, how you felt throughout the day, and any changes you notice in your energy, strength, or daily activities. This record will help you see patterns and improvements that might not be obvious day to day. Plan your physical activities around your leucine water schedule. Try to do some form of movement within 2 to 4 hours after each dose when possible. This doesn't mean you need to exercise 3 times a day, but if you're going to walk, do household chores, or engage in any physical activity, timing it after leucine water will enhance the benefits. Prepare for success by having everything you need readily available. Buy a month's supply of leucine powder so you don't run out. Designate specific glasses or water bottles for your leucine water to make preparation routine. Consider preparing multiple doses at once if that fits your lifestyle better. Create backup plans for days when your routine gets disrupted. If you're traveling, pack individual doses in small containers. If you're going to be away from home during your usual dosing times, figure out how to maintain your schedule or adjust it temporarily while keeping the same total daily amount. Set realistic expectations for your progress. Plan to evaluate your results after 1 month, 3 months, and 6 months. During these evaluations, consider not just how you feel, but also what activities have become easier, whether you have more energy, and if you're able to do things you couldn't do before. Consider involving family members or friends in your plan. Having support and accountability can make a significant difference in maintaining consistency. Share your goals with people who care about your health and ask them to check in on your progress. Imagine yourself 6 months from now, moving with a spring in your step, carrying groceries with ease, or playing with grandkids without feeling winded. This isn't just wishful thinking. It's within your reach, with the simple leucine trick we've explored. Sarcopenia, that silent muscle robber that sneaks up with age, doesn't have to steal your strength or confidence. It's not an inevitable part of growing older. It's a challenge you can conquer. By adding a scoop of leucine to your water 3 times daily and pairing it with some light activity, like a brisk walk or gentle stretches, you're not just slowing muscle loss, you're rebuilding power, reclaiming independence, and paving the way for a vibrant future. Picture the joy of gardening again, taking long walks, or dancing without feeling stiff or tired. That's the promise of this small, powerful habit. But here's the catch. Knowledge alone won't get you there. You've got to act. Will you grab some leucine powder today? Will you commit to 3 months to see how strong you can be? I know you can, because you deserve to age with energy, dignity, and freedom. Every sip of leucine water is a step toward a stronger you, ready to live life on your own terms. What do you think about this leucine hack? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay tuned for more healthy food tips on the Healthy Live channel. Thanks for joining us. Keep exploring healthy foods, share your feedback, and I'll see you in our next video. Here's to your strength and countless active years ahead.